Are molecules alive? I had to fall down the rabbit hole of the internet again to find the answer to this question. My first thought was that, of course, molecules are not alive. This leads conveniently to the question of how to define life in the first place. Yes, life is a complex structure of a bit of everything. When I asked the AI, the answer seemed a bit, how shall I put it, complicated. Artificial intelligence put it this way: molecules themselves are not alive. The definition of life in biology includes several key properties that are not met by individual molecules. Life is based on the function and interactions of more complex structures, such as cells. Life can be defined by a number of characteristics that are common to all living things: organization, metabolism, growth, reproduction, and the ability to respond to the environment. Molecules, although the basic building blocks of life, are not capable of independent action or interaction with their environment in the same way as living organisms. Molecules such as proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids, DNA and RNA, are the building blocks of life. They are involved in the functioning of cells and form cellular organs and other biological structures. For example, proteins act as enzymes in chemical reactions, and DNA contains genetic information. However, these molecules need a cellular structure to function efficiently. In summary, when a structure reaches a sufficiently complex system, it can be called living. The smallest known structure of this type is a cell. Only a structure such as a cell can perform all the functions typical of life. It can grow, reproduce by dividing, and react to its environment. Well, that clears it up. Or did it? When we look at nature, it is made up of atoms, in other words, non-living units. It is then easy to conclude that one lifeless unit, the atom, does not become alive by itself in any length of time. Nor can another lifeless unit, the atom, bring life into their combined composition, because the lifeless cannot make the other lifeless one alive. Both entities are therefore non-living. Thus, lifeless entities, such atoms, even in large numbers or complex entities, cannot become living, because they are all lifeless entities and the above rule applies to them. The lifeless cannot make the lifeless alive. What about solar radiation? Radiation is an lifeless substance that is the exact equivalent of an lifeless entity. The same consideration applies to it and to non-living entities. Radiation cannot, therefore, bring lifeless entities to life, either alone or in combination with other lifeless entities, because the lifeless cannot bring life into a lifeless entity, nor into the complex community of these lifeless entities. Therefore, since even radiation is lifeless, it cannot give life to other lifeless units. Electricity, magnetism, and lightnings are also lifeless substances, and the same consideration above applies to them. Would gravity then cause the process that leads to the birth of life? No, because that is also lifeless, and the same reasoning above applies. Furthermore, the same reasoning applies to all lifeless substances. No non-living entities give any kind of life to any non-living entities. And would this law of physics become something else if time were infinite? No, because the lifeless does not make the lifeless alive in a short time, nor does the lifeless make the lifeless alive in a long time. At any point in time, this same law of physics is valid now and in the future, so the origin of life is not dependent on time. However, it is worth remembering that life does exist, and is only created from existing life, never from lifeless one. Moreover, before life was born on Earth, there was no life here, everything was lifeless. Did this consideration give you any food for thought? If so, remember to share this video with others, or you can also make an immaterial donation by writing your thoughts in the comments section of the video. Thank you.